What's up guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. So today, long awaited maintenance that we had to do on the Kawasaki. If you guys have seen some of my last couple videos when I was riding this bike, as you can see we have a big issue. This is not safe. So look at this. Completely no brakes, there's a bunch of air in the system. As you guys saw an older video, I put this reservoir on recently. And as you can see, there's a huge air bubble in the hose right here. And I never bled it because I never had the proper tools. And now I do. But other than that, the reservoir looks super dope. Other than we have basically no brake feel and it's like a death trap when you're riding it. I got this little kit. This is a manual vacuum pump. I've never used this tool before, but I've heard this is really good for motorcycles and even cars. I'm going to try it on the Miata too. Basically, this is what it is. So it's like a vacuum bleeder pump. It's similar to like the syringe bleeding method, but a little better. This tool is like 20 bucks on Amazon. I'll include the link down below. It's like a basic tool. What it does is, let me just show you, put my finger on here. You can just set it just sets a vacuum pressure in the line, as you can see right there. Right there. But basically, yeah, you hook up the right fitting to the bleeder nut onto your brakes there and down there. And then basically you set the pressure in the line, you bleed all the air out. And pretty much that's how it works. I've never used this tool before, but we're gonna go ahead and see how it works. I'll take you guys along and we'll see how this tool works because I've never used it before. So hopefully it works good. My brakes really need to be bled because it's at a point where I can't ride. It's like I'm gonna die. So the rear brakes, we're gonna bleed the rears and we're gonna bleed the fronts. So I don't know. Should we start on the fronts or the rears? Let's probably do the rears, see how it works, and then we'll move on to the fronts. So, yeah, let's go ahead and try this new toolkit out, and hopefully it works real well. Let's go. Bleeding brakes, guys, make sure you just protect everything possible in like rags and things like that, because brake fluid is really corrosive and it will eat your paint. Like, I took off this little panel right here, but let me show you. When I was a little lazy before, this is what happens. This is what brake fluid does to plastic if it drips onto it. So not too pretty. They sell these parts in carbon, so I eventually might replace them, but yeah, it's not pretty, guys. So protect your body panels and stuff and fairings with rags because you don't want the brake fluid eating up your bike. Alright guys, so I think this is how pretty much you set this thing up. So the shorter hose is supposed to go on here. Basically about these things, what I heard is that you just don't want any of the brake fluid going into here, into like the piston or the chamber where all the seals are, because the brake fluid is going to deteriorate it and ruin all the vacuum seal stuff. So you don't want to do that. Put on this cover. And then 2 pump right here. It says 2 pump. We're gonna put that right here. That's on there, pretty good. And then after that, we have the longer hose that goes onto. Oh, they gave us 2. That's cool. Onto the actual brake bleeder. So we're gonna start off from the back brakes. I've never bled these brakes before. Oh, there has to be a nozzle too. One of these nozzles that goes onto here. Oof. Keep that over there. Brake fluid looks kind of gross. We need to change it, but then we're gonna take this thing, take the nozzle. I'm gonna put it on there. I'm going to put some pressure in the system. You want to put this thing on, make sure it's pressed onto the bleed screw. And then we're going to put some pressure in the system. Boom, 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 boom. We got some pressure in there. And now what we're going to do, make sure the reservoir is not empty. I still have some fluid in there. Now we're going to just loosen the bleed valve even more. And it should just start flowing. There we go. Ooh, there's a bunch of air in there. make sure this reservoir does not go dry. Filling it up. Some fresh fluid. Okay, let's try that one more time. Add a little bit of fluid up here. Okay, let's hold this bleeder thing on. Put some pressure in here. So now look, see? There's no air in, we're gonna just put some more vacuum right there. But as you can see, it's just clear fluid coming through, no air. So that means we could just go ahead and tighten it back up. And the brakes should be, we're gonna tap the brakes a couple, oh, brakes are almost dry right there. A little bit more fluid in there. We're gonna tap it a couple times. See, there's a couple bubbles coming out. But yeah, looks like a pretty smooth flow. And brakes should be pretty much bled in the back. Let's go ahead and just try it out and see how the brakes are. Go ahead and spin the wheel. Oh, it's in gear. So the brakes should be a lot better. The rear was completely dead. Oh, look at that. That's really good. Okay, so the rear is done, guys. Now we have to go move on to the front, which is the hardest part. Okay, for the front, what we're gonna do is just gonna unscrew this brake reservoir right here. Boom. Hopefully you can reach that one. We can. Alright. I'm gonna take this off. Set that over here somewhere. Safe. No, don't put that there. And then we take the cap. Boom. Oh, there's two caps. And then we take this one. So I think the brake fluid that I used before was old brake fluid. So that's even more disgusting, but we have nice and clean brake fluid this time. So first what we're gonna do is we're gonna bleed the top. Because on a motorcycle you have to bleed the top and then the bottom. So we're gonna start off from here, then we're gonna do the furthest from the reservoir, the furthest caliper, that one, and then we're gonna do the closest caliper. So let's go ahead and start with this. Some fresh fluid. Boom. Now we have fluid in the resi. Now we're gonna put this thing onto here. Set up some pressure. Yeah, this thing does not want to go on there. Let's see. Do one of these. Maybe. Yeah, this is not gonna work. I think my best bet is just slide this hose onto it. Yep. It's the best bet. Alright, this side's tightened up. Feel like it's bled a good amount. Now we just gotta bleed the bottoms. So we have to start out from the furthest brake caliper. Just gonna put some more fluid in our resi. Boom. Just try to not spill it anywhere. And when you're doing this, make sure you don't press the brakes, because that's gonna ruin your day. So that goes right on there. Put some vacuum in the system. Nice, so we have vacuum. Now we can just crack the nut. Boom. So much air in the system, guys, look at that. Put some more pressure in there. Let's get a steady flow going. Oop, we almost ran that dry again. God, this reservoir is kind of tiny. So you gotta really be careful with it. Let's go one more time. Look at all that air still coming out. Alright, let's move on to the other side. Top this baby off. One last time. We'll go ahead and wipe that off after. Let's just move on to the other side real quick. Boom. Hopefully this fixes our brakes, guys. Alright, final side to bleed. Nice. Crack it all the way. Watch the resi. Close it real quick before we let any air in there. No, we don't want no air. Okay. This side's good. Just do this side one last time. Alright, as you can see, the fluid's coming out with no bubbles. So we should be pretty good, guys. Let's just dump out all this excess brake fluid so it doesn't get into our thing. Look how gross that is. Ew. Nasty. Alright, so I think we're pretty much done. That's way better. If you could see, the brakes are way better now, guys. I still have to bleed this thing a little bit more. There's no bubbles in the little hose thing now, so we're good. The whole system is pretty much bled. I'll have to take it on a little ride and test ride. But other than that, we have brake pressure now. Reservoir looks pretty topped off, fresh fluid. So I think we're pretty much good. I want to get a better fitting and bleed this piece a little better, but other than that, I think we're done. When I'd give this little kit, this is a really good tool. This is my first time using this. Great thing. I'm still gonna try it on the Miata, but overall, I give this thing like a 8 out of 10. So for the price and for how easy it is to bleed brakes with this thing is awesome. So I think you guys should. I recommend you guys get one of these. But yeah, guys, the whole job's done. New brakes back here. Super solid, fresh fluid, super solid. The job is done, guys. Hope you guys liked the video. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.